What's tootin', guys? So today we are going to be diving into a pretty hot, heavy, and steamy topic, and that is why you shouldn't sell your farts for money in jars. I am the right person to be discussing this topic.
Well, you're the expert.
Because I am the #1 fart czar. Yes, the fart czar. That should be on a t-shirt and I should sell it. Hey Siri, add that to my business plan, please. Just kidding. Not kidding. My mom is calling me. What the fuck? Bad timing. Anyway, listen, now I know that you guys are gonna get the wrong idea and think that the only reason I'm making this video is so I am eliminating my competition out there, but no. For the betterment of society, okay? I'm looking out for everybody's butthole out there. I'm looking out for your health. I'm looking out for your mental well-being, and I really care about you guys. So I really thought hard and long about this video. Today I really am gonna expose some of the truths and hardships of what it's like being a professional fartrepreneur and fart jar seller. One of the hardest moments and times in my life, which was when I suffered a fart attack.
A devastating fart attack.
And so let's just jump right into it. I'm also going to tell you guys some of the top reasons of why being a fartrepreneur and fart jar seller is detrimental and why it's one of the hardest jobs out there. Actually, National Geographic did rank it as one of the top 10 most dangerous jobs of 2022. That's actually not a verified fact. I did just make it up right now.
It's all fake news.
Fake news.
But it should be.
Influencers who put themselves in the hospital for dumb reasons. Steph Model is
Listen, I wouldn't say it's dumb.
influencers who started selling her farts.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you a day in the life of a girl who sells her farts in a jar. So I like to get things rolling with some beans, a protein muffin, sometimes even a yogurt, less sugar is better, some hard-boiled eggs, and today I decided I was going to make myself a protein shake with some yogurt added to it, and
She was selling these jars for over $1,000 a piece and made over $200,000. But soon after, started experiencing symptoms of a heart attack. And yeah, she ended up in the hospital. It turns out she wasn't just selling these jars, but making videos of her farting in them as well.
So, and in addition to jarring my farts, I've also been selling videos of myself making the jar.
Doctors gave her a blood test, and turns out them symptoms came from a poor diet of beans, eggs, banana protein shakes, and forcing herself to fart. Don't sell farts.
All right, so this is a very condensed version of the actual story, but I was in business for about a month or so, and what was happening was I was producing so many fart jars during this period of time. In order to do so, I was eating so much protein and taking in so many protein shakes that it was causing an excess buildup of gas and flatulence that it was actually pushing up on my chest and causing symptoms of a heart attack, aka a fart attack.
A fart attack?
Now, if you guys don't know, you can actually Google it. This is scientific and it happens more often than you think, but the #1 most common imitator of a heart attack is GI distress and heartburn and acid reflux. So like a lot of doctors, a lot of nurses will tell you that people oftentimes go into the emergency room thinking that they are having a heart attack, but oftentimes are not having a heart attack, are having acid reflux, heartburn, or having gas buildup, and sometimes they're just having an anxiety attack due to that, which is just exacerbating those symptoms. So, you know, this is basically what happened to me. People think it's so crazy, but you know what? It happens a lot, and the nurse at the emergency room the night that I went told me that I shouldn't sweat it and that I shouldn't feel ashamed or embarrassed, that it happens so much more often than I might even realize. Not the fart jarring, that's not common. And so I wanted to warn you guys in case any of you were inspired by my rags to riches story. Not really, because I did have many before, because obviously I've been successful throughout the years. You know, a lot of people have been inspired throughout the years and have been wanting to do what I do, have been asking how they can do this. And I really wanted to come on here today and warn you guys, not just about the health repercussions of doing this type of work, that it's not easy and it's not always what it seems like online. I know that on the internet I can glamorize this type of lifestyle. You might see me rolling around in my Porsche and laying by my pool and showing off how luxurious everything might seem, that I'm just, you know, sitting outside eating my blueberry muffins. It's not all blueberry muffins and Porsches. It's not always like this. So the number one thing I have to tell you guys, in addition to the health consequences of doing this type of work, is the social stigma.
What? There's no stigma anymore.
Oh, there's a stigma.
Go under any of my photos on my Instagram, and the number one thing you're going to see is people making fun of me, calling me a skank, calling me a whore, telling me to go f myself. And this is stuff that I get on a daily basis. And if you are not a strong-willed, a confident person, a person with a good head on your shoulders, it is gonna get to you. And so many people ask me, like, Stephanie, how do you not let it get to you? And honestly, I'm conditioned because I've been doing this for so many years. But yeah, I definitely don't recommend this line of work to somebody who is sensitive, who has a weak heart, a weak mind, because it's a lot of pressure. And also people body shame me. People call me so many disgusting things on a daily, minute by minute basis from strangers, and you're not affecting anybody's life with what you do. So it's just absolutely mind-boggling. So that's the biggest thing I would have to say is, like, you know, you can't take the heat.
You better stay out of the kitchen.
Number two, people don't realize the amount of time commitment it takes to become a fartrepreneur. And that means just sitting around waiting all day for farts to develop, and also the amount of time it takes to collect the equipment, the material, the foods, the amount of time that you are sitting around at home and just waiting around. It does take a toll on your social life. I mean, how many times have I gotten text messages and phone calls from my friends and family who are just like, hey Stephanie, I haven't seen you in weeks and what have you been doing? Well, guys, I have a business to run. I have devoted clientele who are waiting for farts and I can't let them down. So time, it takes time, and you are losing precious time with loved ones. The number three thing, the cost of products. You do make a lot of money being a fartrepreneur and selling your farts, but what's digging into profits oftentimes is the cost of the food. As you guys know, we are having a crisis in this country with the price of produce, with the price of groceries, and you know, obviously these jars that I am using, I take pride in the aesthetics of the jars, the beautiful, like, gourmet looking shits, little artisanal yogurt looking bottles, you know. So, and the rose petals that I'm buying in bulk, those are very lovely as well. You have to really be conscientious of this. And the other thing that's a really big thing that you don't really think about is you are in and out of the post office, you are in and out of the UPS store, and over time, that man at your local small town UPS store or your local small town post office, they ask questions, they get a little bit suspicious, and they watch the news, right? And they're like, what is in this package, ma'am? And after a while, you're like, well, it's an item of clothing. And they start to raise an eyebrow after a while, because how many times are you gonna say that you're shipping an item of clothing?
This looks suspicious.
To the same address once a week, right? And after my story broke with the fart jars, I'm pretty sure everybody at my local post office knew what I was shipping, and it became increasingly uncomfortable. So that was an odd situation for me. The last thing that really with you when you become a fartrepreneur is, once you start selling your farts, what about all the times that you fart and you're not bottling it? Isn't that right, Milo? I know. See, I became so consumed with making a profit off of my farts. Every time I farted, I became greedy. I became all about the money.
I do love money.
Farting no longer became about a release. It no longer became about just pure flatulence and letting go and just, you know, feeling good. It just became about pure greed and hunger, and it wasn't fun anymore, you know? And I think that's the sad thing. That's really the sad thing. I couldn't eat anymore without thinking about, oh shit, like I gotta go, guys, like gonna be farting in a half an hour, gotta make sure I capture these farts, gotta make sure I make that money. And I didn't recognize myself anymore, you know? I didn't know who I'd become. So I think that really, before you get into this line of work, you really gotta think long and hard about who you are and the kind of person you wanna be. Just look at yourself in the mirror and make sure that you really think twice about what you're getting yourself into. But anyway, that's been my warning to you. Take my advice or leave it, it's up to you. But anyway, that's gonna be it for today's video. Click the thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel, check out my spicy page in the description below, and make sure you come back tomorrow at 2 p.m. because I upload every single day. I make so many different types of video on this channel. I will never leave you bored. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!